who is a seismology professor of geophysics from the University of Jordan, and a former director of the Consultation Studies and Technical Services Department, and former chairman of the Department of Applied and Environmental Geology, and the chairman, currently, of the Central Tenders Committee at the University of Jordan. He's going to present us a lecture tonight about the Dead Sea subsidence and sinkholes and its relation to the cultural heritage of the area. And I mean by cultural heritage, I cannot talk more about Nambu, the cultural and the natural landscape. Now I'll leave the floor to Professor Najib. I hope you enjoy it, but before, please close your mobiles or turn off your mobiles, just a reminder.
Thank you very much. In fact, the cultural heritage was just to give a flavor to this, which is suitable for you. Anyway, it will be implicit, because if what's going on in the Dead Sea area continues, we will lose a lot in terms of the cultural heritage of humanity, in fact, because we are losing the Dead Sea. In fact, the Dead Sea, we have, the first thing we think about when thinking about the Dead Sea in geology and tectonics is the Dead Sea fault, which starts here and finishes here. The Dead Sea fault, in fact, is, as you can see, for the last 2 days was rather quiet. No earthquake. These are the earthquakes that took place during the last 48 hours in the Euro-Mediterranean area. There's one in Tunisia here, 2 in Iceland. The 2 are causing many problems because there are volcanic eruptions that may threat once more the transportation and the transport in the world, in fact. Nowadays, no airplanes can go in this area because of this eruption, and it's associated with 2 small earthquakes. 4.6 and 4.1.
There is no microphone in this place.
I don't know, it's my...
No, I'm thinking about someone who has not the best hearing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might try one.
I don't know. It's the first time I come here. Okay, I will try. I will try. So these are the earthquakes that took place in the Mediterranean area in the last 48 hours. These are not enough just to judge about the problem. So here are the earthquakes that took place during the last 2 weeks. Now we start seeing that most of them are concentrated in Turkey, Greece, and some of them are in Iran. But the Dead Sea transform is rather quick. In fact, if we take the earthquake that took place during the last 50 years, we can see that the earthquake, the Jordan Dead Sea transform has in fact some earthquakes also. This was the last one, which was filmed in Amman on the 11th of February 2004, about 10:15 in the morning. It was 5.1, enough to wake up many people in the area. So most of the earthquakes are concentrated in Iran, most of them also in Turkey, and some of them are in Northern Africa. But the Dead Sea transform is rather quiet, even for the last 50 years. One important earthquake that took place in Aqaba on the 22nd of November 1995, it was evaluated to have a Richter magnitude of about 7.3. But it wasn't very destructive because it was at about 80 kilometers from Aqaba. So I will stop talking about earthquakes. I'm a seismologist, so I have just to come to that seismology to continue talking about what's going on in the Dead Sea area. In fact, the Dead Sea is suffering from the lack of water that's coming to it. Because, in fact, very much less water is coming to it than it used to be before the 60s. In fact, before the ending of the Jordan River, in fact, or the transformation of this water into the Negev and etc. And also the use of the Jordanians and the Syrians of some of this water in dams around the area. So the Dead Sea used to have to be about 1,000 kilometers surface square in 1972. Nowadays it's about 660 kilometers, so it's not about a third of its surface, which means that in fact all this party is artificial now. As you can see, these are plants for the potash company. It's pumped water from the Dead Sea here. If there were no potash companies from the Jordanian and the Israeli side, no southern Dead Sea basin will be at this moment. In fact, it's lowering at about a rate of 1 a year. This is about 10,000 times the usual rate or the safe rate of fluctuation of the seas in the world without geological consequences. Because if you have this kind of very fast rate, you will have some geological consequences, as you will see. Let me try to convince you how much the Dead Sea lost of its surface. This is a GPS track. Our car started in Amman, here, and then we went to the field, which is the Lisan Peninsula, here. This took place in the year 2005. The imagery, or the satellite imagery, also is about that time, so you notice nothing strange here. If we put this track, which took place in 2005, in a picture or an imagery that was taken in the year 2000, you start seeing some areas where which used to be sea, and now they are in fact new areas or new solid area.